Good morning, I'm Carrie Henniger, principal at Wyndham.
Good morning, I'm Monica Weeks, the assistant principal.
I'm Alicia Reynolds, math coach.
I'm Jennifer Packard, the reading coach.
And we just wanted to talk to you a little bit because we know progress reports are coming home, and we wanted to just share with you some information about what you're going to see, what you'll see in the future, reasonings behind the things you're seeing, because we are being very intentional here at Wyndham in everything we do. We know we don't have a minute to waste. So the progress reports are coming home, and teachers have been working really hard. We've had a really great start to this school year. In the first couple of weeks of the school year, we're really teaching students, we're reminding some and teaching others how we do school here, how we behave in the classroom, how we treat each other, and just different types of procedures. And we're also getting to know our students. We're finding out what they're like, because again, it's not about the content, it is about the little person in front of us. And so we want to make sure that we have all the information possible to make the best choices on helping them be as successful as they can be. So you may not see a large quantity of grades, but the grades you are going to see are going to be of high quality. The state is requiring some different face-to-face testing. And I believe in reading. What did you mention?
Yes. We have about 3 to 4 face-to-face testings for each child. So it takes our teachers some time to get through that. They're listening to them read, they're asking them questions, they're testing their phonics skills. And this is just so we can drill down and really help your child where they need it the most. So that took up a lot of their time while they were getting to know your child.
And again, because we are testing to see where they're at, what they should have retained in previous years, we're definitely not giving them grades on that. That would not be productive, and it wouldn't be fair. So these are things you wouldn't see on the progress report. You're not going to see them in Power School in your parent portal, but your teachers are using that information. We're using that information. We have reading and math interventionists in the building that are using that information, and the classroom teacher to really help your students be as successful as they can be.
And the data that we're using from these tests will help drive our instruction, and each teacher will be able to differentiate, where that student is, what needs need to be met, and that's just been our focus since the beginning of the year.
Right. And I know that, like, when we were in the classroom many moons ago, we understand like an A is the best and an F is the worst. Like, that's a common understanding. But if you really get an A or an F in math or in reading or in science or social studies, what does that mean? And that's what's most important here at Wyndham is our grades need to tell us something, so then that guides our next steps. So one thing you will find with a report card is their iReady. iReady is the program that we use for progress monitoring, and we've already had our BOY, our beginning of year progress monitoring, in addition to all the face-to-face testing that she mentioned. And that lets us know what level our students are sort of working at. So if you see an iReady score, reading or math, real time here, in reading or math, and you see that the students are a grade level below or more, then when you have a grade on grade level work, that's going to be low because those students just aren't there quite yet, right? But what I tell all of my teachers and my specialists and parents when I meet with them is our grades are not set in stone. Okay, and that's a mind shift. So our State Department gives us a list of standards, and within that, and there's a lot of standards, they identify some critical standards. So these are the things that students must master to be able to be ready for the next grade level work. So when we're looking at those standards, and if you see your student, made a D or a C or hasn't passed it, then the teachers are going to be working in small groups. They possibly could be working with interventionists and so forth. So we're going to keep working with your students until they get it. And when they get it, that grade is going to change. because the state says they have to have all of this completed at the end of the year. It doesn't say that the child has to pass this particular test on this particular standard on September the 3rd. So we all know that children learn in different ways and they learn at different speeds, and we work with that. Is there any other things to add?
All of your children's assessments will be to standard. So if it seems a little difficult for them, that's why we are assessing to the depth of the standard that the State Department has identified. So we're making sure that the students are able to do the work on grade level.
Absolutely. So again, I hope this video, clears up some things. You'll see more and more grades as we continue to work through more and more standards. You will see associated with a standard a daily work or a quiz grade, and then you're going to see that formal assessment test grade. And also understand that all of the students within the grade level take the same test in the same way. So a grade in teacher A's class is worth as much as the grade in teacher B's class. And we're just continuing to work on and making sure that we have equity, with our grades. And again, our grades are not to get someone in trouble or, as a means of punishment. Our grades are information, and we take that information and then we figure out our next steps on working with your child. Because at Wyndham, we intend to have 100% growth from every student in this building. That's something that we have done every year. I know since I've been here, that's something you'll see on our state report card later on. See how we did last year. That's really important. But we're going to continue to work with these students. For whatever reason, the ones that aren't on grade level yet, maybe they just need a little bit more time. We're still coming out of all the COVID and the seclusion and, all of that craziness. But we're not going to use that as an excuse. We're going to continue to do, our absolute best for students. We're raising expectations to raise your students' quality of life. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, you can call the school and set up a meeting with me or all of us, and we can help with that. But I hope this clears some things up because, again, the partnership between the school and the parent is critical for your student's success. Thanks.